Imagine going to bed healthy and waking up knowing you will almost certainly be dead by nightfall. No hospitals, no cures, no explanation. Church bells ringing so constantly that people stopped counting the dead, bodies stacked in the streets. Parents abandoning children, cities collapsing in silence. And here's the terrifying part, everything you think you know about the Black Death is incomplete. Because the most disturbing truths were never taught in school. This is not the version with dates and diagrams. These are 10 facts about the Black Death they never wanted you to know. Fact number 1, the Black Death was faster than any modern pandemic. The Black Death didn't spread in years. It spread in weeks. In some cities, people showed symptoms in the morning and were dead by sunset. Modern pandemics move at the speed of airplanes. The Black Death moved at the speed of rats, fleas, and fear, and still managed to wipe out half of Europe. Entire households vanished before neighbors realized anything was wrong. There was no flattening the curve. The curve was a vertical line. Fact number 2, doctors made the plague deadlier. Medieval doctors believed disease came from bad air, not germs. So what did they do? They bled patients already dying of dehydration, burned herbs instead of isolating the sick, cut open plague boils, spreading infection directly into the bloodstream. Some even advised people not to bathe, believing open pores allowed death to enter the body. The more medical help you received, the higher your chances of dying. Fact number 3, the plague was used as a weapon. In 1346, during a siege at the city of Kaffa, something unprecedented happened. The attacking army began dying of plague. Instead of retreating, they loaded infected corpses onto trebuchets and launched them over the city walls. Dead bodies rained from the sky. This wasn't just psychological terror, it worked. The city fell, and fleeing ships carried the plague straight into Europe. This was one of the first documented cases of biological warfare in history. Fact number 4, the Black Death created mass graves bigger than football fields. There were too many bodies to bury individually. So cities dug plague pits, enormous trenches where corpses were stacked like firewood. No coffins, no prayers, no names, just layers of human bodies dusted with soil and forgotten. Some pits held thousands. Even today, construction projects across Europe still uncover these silent mass graves. Fact number 5, families abandoned each other to survive. The fear of contagion destroyed the most basic human bonds. Parents left children. Children fled dying parents. Spouses locked each other inside homes. The Italian writer Giovanni Boccaccio described bodies rotting in houses while neighbors pretended not to hear the screams. Love became dangerous. Compassion became deadly. Survival meant isolation. Fact number 6, the plague didn't just kill the poor. Kings, queens, nobles, priests. Death made no exceptions. Entire monasteries were wiped out. Royal bloodlines ended overnight. Church leadership collapsed as priests died faster than they could be replaced. The Black Death shattered the illusion that wealth or faith could protect you. For the first time, death was truly equal. Fact number 7, the Black Death accidentally ended serfdom. This part is rarely discussed. With up to 50% of the population dead, there simply weren't enough workers. Peasants suddenly had power. Lords begged for labor. Wages skyrocketed. Serfs walked away from land they were once chained to. The rigid medieval system cracked. Out of unimaginable death came the beginning of social mobility. The plague didn't just end lives. It ended an entire way of life. Fact number 8, religion didn't save people. It sometimes killed them. Desperate for answers, people turned to extreme faith. Flagellant groups marched through towns, whipping themselves until they bled, believing pain would stop God's wrath. Crowds gathered. Processions filled the streets. And the plague spread even faster. In their attempt to save souls, they created perfect conditions for mass infection. Fact number 9, the plague triggered one of history's worst scapegoatings. When answers failed, blame took over. False rumors spread that Jewish communities were poisoning wells. Despite official denials from the Pope himself, mobs attacked entire neighborhoods. Thousands were burned alive. The Black Death didn't just expose biological weakness. It exposed the darkest parts of human nature. Fact number 10, the world that survived was never the same. After the plague burned out, survivors emerged into silence. Cities stood intact but hollow. Fields lay untouched. Animals wandered freely through abandoned villages. Art became obsessed with death. Skeletons danced with kings in murals. Life was seen as fragile, temporary, unpredictable. The optimism of the Middle Ages died with the plague. What replaced it was something new. More skeptical, more questioning, more modern. For centuries, the Black Death was treated like a distant medieval nightmare. But empty streets, fear of the air itself, isolation, panic. Does that really feel like ancient history? The Black Death wasn't just a disease. It was a test of civilization. And history has a habit of repeating its tests, because the most dangerous thing about the past is believing it can't happen again.